Good. We did this function. Now let's do another function which reverse an array. But before that, in addition to for loop, let's do this differently because we saw for loop. We can use another better loops. For instance, maybe I have to comment this the code and okay. So I get this code all the way down. So this for loop is actually a bit tedious, long, so we can make short actually using for of const num of array, because I know I'm getting nums from, and then instead I can just num. It's getting shorter. I use for of, so it's easy to write. To write a for of is, and it is used only for arrays. For of is only for arrays. And similarly, we can implement this, actually use for each. Let's do with for each. I am just taking this value down. So how you write it is actually array dot for each and number and index and the array itself. But now even I don't need the so I just need only, now you know our row function. This is the anonymous function, but maybe I think I didn't also mention about anonymous function. I will talk about it soon. So I can just take this part of the code. I don't need this, and then put it here. Since it is one liner, even you don't have to have this, and then you just put it in one line, and then it looks cool, right? And then this is how it looks like using for each. Yeah? Maybe even now we can go to this map. We can use map to solve this problem. Now, instead, even if we use map, how it looks like actually, array dot, sorry, how do I comment this out again? Comment this out again. Then we can map this using the map functional programming. Map and we don't need to push anything. Map num times 2, and it's something like this. And you don't need empty array, and you will return this. And now this is one liner. You don't even need this, and you remove everything. So this is how it looks like. Have you seen? This is elegant. This is very elegant code. Okay. Now I want you to do a reverse array. Reverse array. The method reverse array manually, not using a method. Reverse an array. So const reverse array. Please don't do that. Reverse array. It takes an array. So it should be somehow we can use, I think now we should use for loop. Let I is equal to 0, I is less than, but we should start from the other side actually, from the reverse side. So let I is equal to array.length minus 1. And then I is greater or equal to 0. And I is minus minus. This is reverse loop, right? Looping the reverse way. So let me just show you this is the reverse way of looping. For instance, if you want to loop the reverse way for let I is equal to 10, I think 10, yes, 10, I is greater than or equal to 0, and I is minus minus. If you see this console.log I, this gives us reverse array. Yeah, I forgot here. Have you seen it starts 10 and it ends? So I have to access them using reverse indexing. This is what I'm trying to do here now. So you got this. Let me just comment out. No, that's not proper JavaScript comment. Okay. Now I'm getting back here. So what I'm trying to do is actually console.log array then I. So let's see what we get. Console.log reverse array, and the array is new array. No, new names, because I'm using this number again. As you can see, it's reversed, right? The original value is 1 to 3, but I'm getting it 3 to 1. So it's easy then. Const new array, maybe just reversed is equal to empty. Then I can reverse them here. How? Reversed dot push, and then the value, maybe just to make it array. Then I just return this. Great. So now let's see. Yeah, 3 to 1, 1 to 3. Great. That's very good. Let's see what we have in here. Something I didn't. Anonymous function. Okay. I didn't talk about the anonymous function, by the way. As you can see, for instance, this self-invoking function, you might see some function written something like this. Function and n, for instance, and something return n times n. And then actually you can invoke it this by writing 2. It's not a function where 378. Did I make a typo or something? Yes. Okay. Uncaught type error. So such kind of function, this is a function. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, I think I should store this somewhere. So let's store this somewhere. Const x. Okay, x is anonym. I call them anonymous. This anonymous function, actually, if I print now console.log anonymous, it should give me 4. As you can see, it's a square function actually, but it invokes itself. It's already called in a self-invoking function. It's called self-invoking function. Yeah, it's a self-invoking function. That's something we didn't cover. Now we saw it. Maybe also at the same time, let's see filtering something. For instance, const all nums, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the above example, we saw, let's also see just for each. In this part, we see for each, map, filter, and reduce. Maybe if we have some time also, we see reduce, sum, and every. Maybe find index. If we see this, it will be a very good achievement, but now let's use for each again to loop through this one. So all nums dot for each, and you can just use the num and I, and then console.log. If you are interested in the I, you can just, so let's see what you get. As you can see, the index is 0, 1, 2, 5, and the values are also 0, 1, 2, 5. If you want to multiply it by itself, you can just multiply it, or you can do whatever you want. So this is for each. For each is actually, it splash the data out. How about using a map? Let's modify this using map. All nums map, and similar to it, just have it, you can also have the index if you want, and then actually then now do num times num, it give us square, or we can do whatever, const squared num, numbers squared. So we squared, we mapped them, and if you see the value now, squared num, yeah, as you can see, I squared all this value. Or you can just change maybe double this, just double for you. Great, but let me just square it, because now let's move on to filter. Filter actually filter out. Let's filter out the evens from here. So again, because map again gives you array, and filters also gives you array, evens. The evens from all nums, a filter, and again num. If you want, you can use the index too, but now then num divided by 2. If it becomes 0, then that is even. So now let's check what we have inside evens. As you can see, 0, 2, 4, 5. Similarly, we can find the odds, right? We just copy this code and change this to odds. And then we change this to different from. And then console.log odds. As you can see, 1, 3, 5. Now what is next is actually reduce. Reduce is like a blender, just making blender. It just mix all of them and gives you the total sum of all this. So it just gives the sum. So const sum all nums dot reduce, and reduce actually takes two values, the accumulator and current. And then what you do is actually accumulator plus the current. It just sounds so easy, right? Sum. So the sum, as you can see, sum has been already used somewhere else. Let's use just total. Total. Current is not defined. Oh, additional current. As you can see, it's 15. Yeah? Are you still following, guys? And now it seems we also covered functional programming. Now it's a bit fast, getting faster, just to help you expose to at least the most important part. And if you know functional programming like map, filter, for each, that's very important for React. Yeah, that is the most important part. Now I want you to find out, let me just, maybe I can go there. Yeah, you can practice by doing all this exercise. There are quite a lot of them, but it really helps you to master JavaScript. Maybe I just go all the way down to functional programming, and where is it? Returning function. Where is this functional programming? It seems I skipped it by mistake, yes. Map, for instance, is functional programming is here. For each and filter, that's what we saw, but there should be map also. Now let's take, for instance, this countries list, yeah? Countries, copy. Yeah, I hope, yeah, have you seen? Now, let me find countries containing land. Const countries with land. Countries dot filter, and you can just country, and then country, not countries, dot includes, and then land. Then let's print out our result. Console.log countries with land. Countries with land is not defined. Maybe I think this, yeah, it's different. And then I can replace it with it. Yeah, Finland and Ireland, that's good. So it's right. Let's map this. For instance, if I want to create just array of arrays from this. Const XYZ, just for some time, I will change that name, countries dot map. I want to country, and I want to have the first three alphabet from, for instance, I can say, actually, what is that? Country dot slice from 0 to, from 0 to 3, from 0 to and then country dot length. And let me show you what you get from here. Log xyz, array of arrays. I am just producing this array of arrays. So the first 0, but it includes, it doesn't include the, so I have to add. But I want this also to be capital, it's country code. So I can use to uppercase. If you open it, this one, and if we want also this to uppercase the country itself, I can want country uppercase. Where this country have 2 here and country, oh yeah, I put it somewhere else. Somewhere else, it should be here. Yeah, so I just produced array of arrays. As you can see, this is the country code and the length of the character of that country and in uppercase form. And yeah, I think we saw filter, map, and reduce, and this sum, every, find, and find index. You can learn from this. It's easy to follow. Thank you so very much, guys, for taking your time and for learning JavaScript. I hope you learned something. Thank you. If you have something to say, you're welcome. But if you don't have, we have finished today's lesson.
I just want to thank you again for taking the time to teach us.
Thank you too. Are you okay? You're Wahid, right?
Yeah, Wahid.
Good. So it seems there are very few number of people. If there were lots of people, I would be happy to also teach React, but it seems it's not that much very motivating to have the lesson tomorrow. Yes.
Okay, I was looking forward to learn React, but if you don't teach tomorrow, then maybe at some point. But I will
Yeah, but yes.
following you in.
Yeah, what I could
React.
actually do now, maybe for instance, if you have seen the video recording,
Yeah.
has some, it might have some noise, background noise problem. So I think what I could do is I change it to YouTube videos, and it would be good. So, and it would be also short and straightforward. I don't have to ask people, are you following me? Or those kind of interruptions and all those, the breaking. So yeah, I was looking for some amount of people, but as you can see, you and Dio are the only, Amjad also, Amjad are the only people who managed to attend properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is there anything you may suggest for improvement, and maybe how much did you learn? How did you learn? How did you get it?
I think it was okay for me. I mean, I learned quite a bit in my university for last one semester at JavaScript, so it was more refreshing to go through this again. And some of the concept I think became more clear now.
Okay, good. Dio, do you have anything to say about Dio? Or Dale? Yes. Are you still with us? Okay, I think I muted you. Sorry. There was a mute. Now I can listen to you, Dayo.
Okay, yeah. The lecture was really helpful for me. Um, like Pavel said, it was a refresher for me also, 'cause most of these things I knew them before, but
Mhm.
this lecture was really helpful. But I was looking forward to the React lectures too, but I understand the situation now. And, a lot of people are not joining, so maybe you won't be able to do that. But
Mm.
maybe you can ask on a poll on Telegram, maybe if anybody would like to join tomorrow for the React.
Oh yes, according to the pool, as I have seen, you've been in you've been there, right? And
Yes.
so if you have seen that, there are quite lots of people. But for instance, React, there are 14 people.
Oh,
JavaScript, it was 17 people.
okay.
So it seems this number doesn't show proper amount of, interest, or it doesn't show proper data. It's the data, but people, for instance, just to see the number of likes, they click it. And I don't know.
Okay.
So it's wrong impression, I could say, because I was expecting at least 10 dedicated people today, at least, you know?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
But I will see the situation tomorrow, and I will let you know. How about that? If there are like more interest, if
Yeah, yeah, that'll be fine.
yeah, if we have 5 people, uh, yes, the reason why we need also this today's JavaScript was to prepare someone for React lesson. After this, maybe if I added also class somehow in this the JavaScript lesson, it would be good. But I think after this, it's hard for you to continue or for me. But anyway, I think if you manage to follow me without any problem, this JavaScript lesson, you will also follow me without any problem in React. That's my understanding. Anyway, let's see. Thank you guys for coming. If there are more people and if there is a good environment, a good atmosphere, we will do it. Good. Thank you so much, guys. Have a nice evening.